What's up guys, Zach from Good Time Gaming, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new build for a brand new day. This build is a build that's going to be focusing on using the LMGs in Payday 2, the light machine guns, to wreak some havoc and chaos for the poor cops. Now I'm doing this video a little bit differently than I have the other ones. I'm not really going to focus a whole lot on skills or read them off individually. I'm going to hit kind of like some important high points in each skill tree, and then kind of go on from there and talk about weapons and then the perk deck, and then do a little bit more gameplay. So hopefully it'll be a little bit shorter than usual. I had a couple people message me, kind of let me know that, maybe kind of leave that stuff off. I'll give this one a shot. If you guys like it without the descriptions in depth of skills, then please let me know, and I'll make sure to do that for future videos. But right now, let's get rolling. We're going to ace stable shot in mastermind and then take the first rank of high value target. So acing stable shot will make it so that we have more accuracy when we're not moving. This is awesome because if you're using the bipod, then you're not going to be moving anyways, and really LMGs should be fired while stationary because they're kind of a mess and they kind of go all over the place. And then high value target will give us 15% more damage against specials that we mark. So just a little bit extra damage to get on the enemies out there. Enforcer tree is pretty straightforward. The only really big thing to consider here is that we're acing shock and awe. So with that, you can fire at a shield with your LMG and you'll eventually knock the shield away, and you can shoot them and kill them that way, so you don't have to worry about having to get up and then try and flank them and then shoot them in the back or something like that. And then also by acing fully loaded, you should have plenty of ammo to go around for your weapon. I was playing this build last night and I never had any problems with ammo ever with a fully loaded ace. So good news there. We'll move over into technician under the oppressor tree. Pretty straightforward stuff here, just trying to get up there to lock and load. So basic lock and load, we can hip fire while sprinting, and then acing it, we kill 2 enemies. And basically the lower your magazine is, the quicker your reload speed. So basically run your gun all the way out to like maybe like 5 bullets or less, and then do the reload. It'll be super quick, super fast, and you'll get right back into the action. Ghost is pretty straightforward. Artful dodger, duck and cover to move a little bit faster, and then acing parkour. You can sprint in any direction. They can also reload while sprinting. LMGs take a while to reload, so being able to run and like go from running to walking without having to worry about losing your reload is excellent. Ace everything on silent killer side, so you're going to get a bunch of accuracy, snap zoom, stability, and then 15% more damage twice. And then also acing unseen strike will give you a lovely 30% crit bonus for 18 seconds if you don't get hit for 4 seconds. So easy crit bonus, easy to get, really helps to amp up your damage and make the LMGs even more deadly. Alright guys, as far as your perk decks go, you can really use anything you want here. I've played around using muscle, I've played around using armor, sociopath, biker. There's not one in particular that I would say is definitely better than any other one. I'll say about armor, it's nice to have the extra armor. You have more armor to mess with, you can take more bullets before you have to get up. It's also helpful having that little bit of damage immunity. Whenever your shield does break, you have 2 seconds. If you're trying to get up from a bipod, sometimes it's a little bit clunky, so you have a little bit more time if your shield does break to get up and try and get some cover and get it back. However, you do not have health regen, so that's kind of a big negative for me. Biker's kind of nice, you get health back, you get armor back, nothing too major there. Sociopath is also pretty nice. Getting the armor back on a kill is pretty nice, so that's always good to have, especially if you're stationary, so you'll be able to just keep on doing what you're doing, sitting on the ground shooting people and just popping your armor back, no problem. And then also having the ability to get health back if you do a melee kill on someone is pretty awesome too. And of course, kind of the same thing with Infiltrator. You have a lot of damage mitigation with that, and then you also have the ability to get back health if you melee somebody. So really, they're all good, guys. There's nothing I would say is, super better. I would say as far as what I prefer, it'd probably come down to either muscle or sociopath. Muscle for the steady health regen, and also for the disturbing the peace, where, by firing, enemies are going to cower and get down and not shoot at me. That's good. And also a sociopath, having the steady stream of armor coming in, and then also having the ability to, again, make people cower and freak out sometimes, and then having the ability to get back health. So sociopath's good too, but you guys use whatever you like. Alright guys, so I have bought and put together every single LMG that's currently available in the game. Each one has an accuracy stat boost on it because accuracy is a pretty important stat. You could always do stability if you want to, but I prefer to do accuracy. So all of them have been purchased, they have been modded out, kitted out with all the best mods, and here's kind of where we're at, okay? In terms of overall damage, the RPK is the winner. Comes in at 54 damage, which is followed by the Brenner 21 light machine gun at 51.3. However, the RPK loses a little bit of accuracy. It has 64 accuracy, where the RPK has 72, Buzzsaw 68, KSP 58, 64, and then 72 on the KSP light. Stability with the RPK is at 72, and you kind of see it's the same on the Brenner. KSP has less. Same on the Buzzsaw, and then a lot less on the KSP light machine gun. It's 56. One of the big downsides of the RPK is that you have a magazine size of 100, but it reloads really quickly, so that helps to kind of balance it out. And also your rate of fire is a little bit lower than some of the other submachine guns, like the KSP 58 has a rate of fire of 909, the Buzzsaw is 1200, and then the KSP Light is 909. I personally like the RPK and the Brenner 21 light machine gun. I've been kind of going back and forth between using the two of these weapons. Really, guys, you use whatever you want to here. There's not that big of a difference, but I find the RPK and the Brenner to be the better ones for what I like to do. I like that the Brenner has 50 more rounds than the RPK does, which kind of makes me lean a little bit more towards that. But, you know, the RPK does have 3 more damage, basically, so there is kind of like that trade-off there. Alright, guys, so I want to take you to the safe house real quick to show off a little bit of stuff here. So I have the RPK right now, so it has a little bit less accuracy just firing from the hip than what some of the other ones do, but it's still a good one. So I just want to kind of show you guys what this looks like here. So obviously, if you've never played with LMG, this might surprise you, but you can't actually aim down sight with the LMG. There are mods out there that will let you do that, but I feel like that's kind of cheating maybe a little bit. Probably didn't matter a whole lot, but I'm not doing that in this video. So you kind of aim down sight with a hip fire here. You can kind of see how the accuracy jumps around, just barely tapping it. And then auto fire without trying to aim anything. It goes kind of way up and to the right, all the way over. So there's a reload with no kills, obviously, so still a pretty quick reload. Had the extra animation because I totally ran it out. So let's see if we can bipod mount. Alright, so now we're going to do a bipod mount. You guys are going to kind of see the difference here in terms of accuracy. So you see pretty much every round is right on target. Wherever I'm putting that laser, someone's getting shot in the fucking face. Or chest if I'm, you know, not going for a headshot. But yeah, you have that laser sight on. Keep the laser on at all times, guys. It will really help to guide your shots, really help to give you an idea of where they're going to go. When you're in bipod mode, pretty much wherever you aim that thing, that's where your bullets are going to hit. You don't have to worry about them straying or going off to the side, not hitting. They're really accurate. Now, obviously, whenever you're not in bipod mode, your accuracy is going to stray. You're going to have to be a little bit more aware of where you're shooting at. See, without kind of aiming, it's a little bit harder there, a little bit more tricky. But go ahead and go for that little fine aim there. Just a couple shots, tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Don't hold like that, because then that happens. Tap, 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 tap. Hold, and that happens. So keep a good, tight control of your gun, guys. And the other thing to kind of keep in mind is that with the bipod, you're very restricted in how you can move. So if there's somebody like behind me or to my left, I can't really hit that person, because it's as far as I can go to the left. I can't really hit them on the right either. I'd have to instead disengage the bipod, turn around, and then either blast them or go back into bipod mode. Take them out that way. So I'll give you guys kind of some of the basics of LMGs, some of the basic mechanics. They're different from other weapons. I wouldn't say they're necessarily like top tier weapons. I think they kind of have too many drawbacks to be really considered top tier weapons. But they're cool. They're, you know, worth using here and there. It's a different way to play the game, guys. Don't ever always use the same weapons because that's boring. Use different stuff sometimes. Have fun. There's a lot of guns in this game. Use some of them. Picking a secondary weapon is pretty straightforward. You're definitely going to be having to go with something that's auto fire since that's what your primary use is. I've said this before in other videos where I've used auto fire weapons. Krinkov and CR805B are kind of my go-to picks. The Cross Vertex is also a good one if you have the Gauge Ninja Pack. That's also an option. Really, just use whatever you want to, guys. It doesn't matter too much. You can see here from the footage in game, I'm kind of going around shooting some people. You see a little bit of bipod action here and there. One of the things you have to be kind of careful is that sometimes the bipod, if you go to like get up from it, it takes it just a second to kind of register if you're getting up. So during that time, you're kind of vulnerable. Keep an eye on your armor, keep an eye on your health, and how many people you're getting shot at by. In Overkill and below, it's not going to matter so much, but on Death Wish, if you spend any amount of time on Death Wish, then you know that the cops hurt very badly. And there's a pretty tried and true rule when it comes to Death Wish that you want to minimize the number of people that can see you, because if they can see you, you can see them, they can shoot you in the face. Being stationary with the bipod is kind of like a big way to get shot in the face quite a bit and get downed a lot. So try to be smart about it and not be stupid. Try and find good spots where you have limited opportunities to be shot at, but you can kind of return fire within a decent cone or just decent radius. This can be kind of tricky to do, and if your team are kind of running around popping enemies left and right, you may find yourself kind of scrambling or not really having any kills to get. it's definitely a big concern when it comes to the LMGs because your best use with them is from the bipod. And the bipod requires you not to move. But even if you do decide to take the fight to the enemy, you can still run around and shoot people without the bipod. You can still make it happen. But the recoil is going to be pretty high if you're not being careful about it. And short control bursts at short to medium range are really your best bet with the LMGs. For everything else, use your secondary if you need to get something at a distance, or if you don't have time to reload, swap over, use your secondary for a little bit, and then reload everything at once. If you want to do an LMG build and not get screwed up and get shot in the face a million times, you have to do it smart, and you've got to be smart about it. LMG builds are not particularly easy, they're not super straight, cut and dry. But you know, at the end of the day, they're only as difficult as the person using them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this build video, since it's a little bit different than some other ones, a little bit different format. I kind of like this format better now that I'm at the end of it and I've kind of gone through it. But hopefully you guys still find it to be useful, informative. As always, there'll be a build link in the description below, so check that out, guys. And check out some of my other build videos out there too. This has actually been a good time gaming. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like anything you saw today. Remember to always have a good time gaming.